Hey, good Tuesday evening, everybody. My apologies, a little late today, but been spending the past few days with my daughter, so that's a good excuse. But let's go on with day 2 of What's This Life For? We asked this question yesterday, and I gave you living for Christ yesterday. Today, we're going to look at Philippians 1, verse 20, and we're going to talk about magnifying Christ and what Paul said and what Paul meant when he said we must magnify Christ. And everything we say, anything we do, how we live our lives, how we lead our families. And I'm sitting here a man that is a failure at that in many ways throughout my day. I'm bold enough to admit it, but I'm also bold enough to admit that I can't do anything without Jesus Christ in my life. And Paul is a man that we're to model ourselves after. I truly believe that. Other than Jesus Christ, who we must model ourselves after, we must let Christ live through us. We must show the world Christ, but we know that he was a sinless man that we can never measure up to. But a man like Paul, a man like David, a man like Peter, and you look at the other disciples, those men we can model ourselves after as well. Philippians 1 verse 20, let's get there. I eagerly expect and hope that I will in no way be ashamed. Paul is saying, I'll not be ashamed of the gospel that is Jesus Christ, no matter where I go, but will have sufficient courage so that now, as always, Christ will be magnified in my body, whether by life or by death. Paul is saying that he will magnify Jesus Christ even until death. Even if he was beheaded as he was, and we know that, he magnified Christ in everything he did. I wrote this down. What does magnifying Christ mean? Making Christ known, showing his magnificence through one's life and one's actions. Guys, what can we do starting today and leading into tomorrow where we magnify Christ in how we speak and how we act, how we think, how we react, how we lead our daughters and our sons, how we lead our husbands and our wives, how we lead our co-workers, and it can go on and on and on. That's what Paul did. There was times that he had to sit down with Peter and say, Peter, that's not right. You're doing this behind closed doors, but in front of the Jews and the Gentiles, you're saying these things. He called him out. He called a brother out. Paul said, we must magnify Christ in how we live and ultimately in how we die. I wrote this down, it's living in such a way that Christ is shown even when words aren't spoken. Man, how are we handling situations? How are we handling these people that we need to forgive? How are we handling burdens that are heavy upon us? Are we taking it out on others? And this doesn't call for us to be a doormat. Jesus didn't say be a doormat. He didn't say let people walk all over you. He did say turn the other cheek, but he didn't say be a doormat to people. But how are we showing Christ even when words aren't spoken? That's a deep one. So guys, today in day number 2, magnify Christ. That's what this life is for. I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. I love you guys.